Hey, lock stuff. Hey, lock stuff. It's your girl. The lock lady is here, honey. Late, but not late actually, because it is Sunday. But better late than never. I was planning to come on at 6 p.m. this evening. However, I had some hair clients today, so I had to make sure I did my clients today. And so that had me going. Actually, I was actually doing clients for these past couple of days. Thank you. Hey, Carolyn. Good afternoon. Hey, good afternoon. So glad to see you. Carolyn, I missed you on the last one. Missed you on the last one. So glad that you were able to catch this one. And I'm telling you, I was almost done for the night, but I was like, nope, no, I'm pushing through. I am so proud of myself. I'm patting myself on the back for this one, guys, because I pushed through today because I was busy today. But I definitely wanted to come on and just, chat it up with you guys today. I'm trying to stick to this consistency. I, oh, you watched the replay. Good. I hope you enjoyed it and that, you got something from that too. And tonight, too, I thought it was very fitting to go over what I'm doing tonight. And after all this time that I have been locked, all of the things that I would do differently. And then so I have a top 10 that I'm going to go over, and I have a bonus, but I think this will be really, really good for a lot of people. And just to see if some of you guys have experienced the same thing and or what your experiences are and have been, and what would you do different if you could do it over again. What you would do differently, what you have done throughout this journey in order for you to keep your locks in the best state possible. And this is also going to be good for people starting sister locks who are beginners, because I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people that are starting their journey every year. I don't think sister locks is going away. I think we're here to stay with, with sister locks. So this will definitely be a good one. People will definitely get a lot from it, and it can help those that may be looking to get sister locks too. I'm just kind of waiting to see if we can get a couple more people in here, and I don't want to stay on too late tonight because I know tomorrow's a work day. I'm off. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. One other thing before we get started, what I think is a really good thing. Guess what, Carolyn? This deserves a celebration, y'all. I will be going out to celebrate, have a dinner with this. Yesterday, I received an email. My school loan has been forgiven, honey. My school loan, $61,000, honey. That has been forgiven. I didn't even know how to feel when I got that email yesterday. I was like, oh my God. So I will definitely be celebrating. I'm going to wait until I go. Thank you. Thank you, girl. I could not believe that loan finally got forgiven. So when I go visit my daughter next month in Orlando, honey, we going out for a celebratory dinner. Thank you. Thank you. It took me only 12 years to get that situated, literally. And I was down to my last 15 payments. Then it was this last six. And it was once the administration in the White House changed over, I had just got those last six. And I swear I had got it just in time because he is playing with the system and all that. I mean, this was God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Because this was a lot of work. Thank you guys for the congratulations, because it was a lot of work to get. That is like a load. Girl, them school loans will get you. I'm telling you, 61K. I will be celebrating that for sure. Okay. With that said, I had to have my little moment because that just happened yesterday. I just got the email yesterday. I found that out. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get started because of the time, because it's already 8:50. And if anybody needs to come in, they can watch the replay, guys. If you didn't catch it, just watch the replay. of this, and this will be good. So I am going to be in this live, guys. We are going to be talking about my sister lock journey. This year, my sister lock. Thank you. Dreamcatcher said your hair is looking so good. You no longer have the thinnest section. It looks really great. Kudos. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'll tell you what, I still do have the thinning section. It's just that my hair is kind of, I like my hair when it gets older. Like if I was to really retighten it, it'll kind of show up again. But this is my hair looking kind of fuzzy. And that is what I like because my hair is like about 3 weeks, about a month in, and it has that fuzzy effect, so it tends to cover up my thinning areas a lot. So hooray for the fuzz. So with me, I like when my hair gets fuzzy. I don't generally like when I first retighten it, but and I'm also learning not to retighten my hair all the way down because when I do that, it just does it a little bit too much. So, but thank you. I appreciate that. And I did do a henna treatment. As you guys can probably see the little bit of the color. Can y'all see the little deviation with the color? Let me know if y'all can see that. Can you see it? So after that, and then conditioning it and all that other kind of stuff, so I'm actually liking it right now. So thank you. But anyways, we are gonna get into after this, like I said, this September, because my lock anniversary. Okay, cool. Okay. So my sister lock birthday and Dreamcatcher, can you give me a thumbs up? That's what we child. You know we trying to make it, girl. So if you could give me a thumbs up, I appreciate that. This year, September the 12th and 13th is my birthday, my sister lock birthday. Okay, so I will be 11 years old with my sister locks. Okay, so in between those 11 years, this is a journey, and I think thank you. This is definitely a journey, and none of us can say otherwise. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And also, Dream Catcher, put in how many years you are locked and also where you're from because I feel like you're a new person because I'm not really too familiar. I don't know. I don't know if I'm having some brain fog, but for some reason I'm not. I don't know if I'm familiar with your name. But put where you're from and how many years you've been locked. But anyways, there are definitely pros and cons about having our sister lock journey, and I think we all know that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over my top 10 things that I would definitely do different, make some changes, and then probably just give you guys some recommendations. Um, for the journey to make it like the best possible. And this is my first time on it. So, you made Carolyn, you made 4 years in March. Congratulations on that. So you have your journey for up to your 4 years, and you will notice as you start going through this journey, your locks are going to be going through different phases in your life. I'm gonna actually do another live too, and I'm gonna talk about how my locks, where I was in the different phases of my lock journey, like in the beginning, the middle, and right now, because I was in different places, different states. Okay, so Dreamcatcher said I'm 5 years locked now. I'm from Atlanta. Oh, you from the A? I'm actually I'm from Georgia originally. I was actually born in Georgia in Richmond County, so that's actually my hometown. My mother and father was born and raised in Georgia. So, but we were in Augusta, but like 2 hours away from Atlanta. But we have family all around. So I got family in Atlanta too, everywhere, all around Georgia, honey. We are Georgia Peach for real. Okay, I've been here before and I've been watching you for a while. Oh, and mostly watching your replays. Oh, okay, good. All right, glad to have you. Okay, that's good. So for over these 11 years, which I will be, hi, Miss Davis. Hello, I'm 10 months with my sister Loxon from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Oh, okay. You from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Welcome. I don't know if you've been in the background or whatever, but welcome here. Glad to have you. I'm in North Carolina now, but I'm in Wilson. I relocated from Boston to Wilson now. So from Georgia to Boston, Boston to Wilson. Oh, I mean, yep. So I'm actually in North Carolina too. But so yeah, so we're gonna go over that because everybody goes through different phases in your sister lock journey. Like you are gonna go. And if you could thumbs up Miss Davis, I would definitely appreciate that as well. Okay. So let's do the first one. Okay, well, oh, thank you, thank you. I've been here now. This year actually is year 5. I'm going on year 5 being here in North Carolina now. So, but I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the slower pace. Although I'm more used to like a Raleigh type of scene, but now Raleigh's so inundated. I like Raleigh and the Charlotte type of vibe, but where I am now is like it's not too slow and it's not as fast or inundated as Raleigh or Charlotte, but we're growing. This town right here is starting to grow because so many companies and stuff and jobs are starting to come here to this town now. But thank you, Miss Davis. Okay, so number one, we're going to start going over the top things. That I would change if I were to stop my sister locks today. For one, I think people need to really I put it in different orders, but I'm going to switch that around. I would say I would do my research a lot more. That is one of the main things for sure I would do. I would really research. Like, if you don't know what Sister Locks is or what it's about, you need to really do your research. You need to find out, okay, what is this style about? Okay, do I really want this style? What is my lifestyle like? Like, say if you're a person who works out a lot, or you're a very busy person, or whatever that is, you need to know what they always say, your why. Why you want this hairstyle so that you can be dedicated to it. Because no matter what, this is going to be something you have to get used to. Because if you think about us and how we grew up and how we are as a culture of women, especially if you were the type that changed your hair a lot, we change our hairstyles a lot. And even though I was busy at the time that I got this done, for one, sure enough, I was looking for more convenience. For sure. I was definitely looking for more convenience. But then after a while, I was tired of all of the other stuff I was doing, like the relaxers and the this and the that. Because over years, your hair is going to start to succumb to all of the stuff that you're doing. Okay, so you have to know your why. So it was like, okay, I'm tired of that. I want more convenience. I want to be able to get up and get out the door like in about less than 10 minutes and have my hair looking good and decent and done. And then I wanted to save time, all those kind of things. Your research and also researching your consultants, all of that kind of stuff. You need to, and you can do that by watching your YouTube videos. You can do that by because there's like so many YouTube videos on that. You can also do that by going to the Sisterlock website, sisterlocks.com website. That's going to give you a lot of information. I would even go as far as to say, even if you had different questions about stuff, their main places in California, you could even call their main office if you want, if you really, really had a lot of questions. But I think a lot of people don't do enough research on this, and they're just kind of following the trends and being like, oh, okay, I want mine to look like this. I want mine to look like that. And that's another thing. Everybody's hair is going to look different. Everybody thinks that, oh, okay, if I get this, mine's just gonna look just like that. You might have a hair crush. There was this girl, this lady I used to look at all the time, like, oh my God, I want my locks to look like hers. I want my locks. But you're gonna realize really quickly that everybody's hair, we're gonna have the same hairstyle, but you are not, everybody's locks are gonna look different. Your hair might be thicker, so your locks will be a sister lock style, but your locks might actually puff out a little bit because of the thickness of your hair, whereas somebody else might lay a little straighter. So just do your research and all that before you just go right on ahead and just like pull the trigger. Make sure you are very informed, okay? So that's one of the first things that I would have changed. I did some research, but I didn't do enough as far as I'm concerned. I didn't do enough, okay? The second thing that I would do is I would have went to more than one consultant, and they tell you that. Like it's like I really went to one consultant, and I was so like I kind of feel like I was desperate, like because I wanted it so bad. Like I wanted at that point I wanted the style so bad that it was kind of like a desperate kind of thing. And I was just like, if I find someone and they're willing to do it, I'm just gonna do it. Even though inherently in my mind I'm like, I probably should kind of like just check out a couple more consultants. Is I went to the first consultant and then just was like, okay, I'm gonna go with her. But the problem with that was I actually wasn't that comfortable with that person. Like you got to think about that. For one, you're going to have to go back to this person all the time. You're going to be in their house for some hours at a time. You need to make sure that you need to at least go to three. I would say at the very least, you need to be checking in with at least three consultants. And then you need to be seeing if they're professional. You need to ask them questions, all of it, even if you have to write some questions down to ask them for some pictures, their portfolios, anything that they can show you or anything. And and even better, if you could talk to some other people that went to them, that would be even better if you could like see what the experiences are. I saw some stuff early on to me that was like kind of red flags, but I just kind of let it go. Like even when I came in, I saw a person sitting in the seat when it was like my time to get my consultation. So I had to wait until that person got up. And then when I got it, it was like, oh, sit down. And then just like kind of like just like it wasn't based on how I do a consultation and what I know a consultation to be. I did not have a thorough consultation. I did not at all. And even if something doesn't feel right to you, listen to your intuition. That's all I would say. And not to say that she was a bad person or anything, because in the end, I eventually liked my hair, but it was driven by like a desperation for me to get it, and I completely overlooked certain things about the consultant that I wasn't comfortable with, and eventually had to change down the line because of other things that ended up happening down the line, having way too many clients. Like it was like a constant, you had to wait your when even if it was your appointment, you still had to wait. It took someone was always in the seat. And then you couldn't just like actually just say how you felt about a certain thing, because they would come back with like like upset that you even said something to them or this is and that. So go by your feelings, guys, and make sure you at least do three or four, and then pick the one that resonates with you the best. So do not skip that step when it comes to your consultant, because if you do, you may regret that. I'm just saying. Also, too, do not. I'm gonna throw two bonus because that just made me think of something. Another bonus one, but that's at the end. Don't okay. Okay. What do you mean? Okay. Um. Okay. So number three, we said that. I would have done various. Okay, so number three, I would have done various sizes in my locks. I would have actually listened to what Sister Lock had recommended. Now, Sister Locks XL was out, so that's scraps. We couldn't think about that. But I would say to someone today, I would actually look more into Sister Locks XL. I would actually look into the bigger locks, and this is and I'll tell you why. With Sister Locks, it's the smaller locks in front, the medium on top, large in the back, and then some say smaller around your perimeter, your neck, and everything like that. For one, if you put small locks in your hair like I did, you are going to eventually deal with some thinning. And I'm telling you right now, that will happen over years. And especially if you have this style for a long period of time, you're going to deal over time. And I know the difference. If you're paying attention to your hair, if you know your hair, my hair started off thicker. It was, I had more in the front. I remember in areas where my hair was, but over time, and this is also going to depend on what locticians you have, what's going on in your hair. When you go to your consultations and you deal with a consultant, you need someone that actually knows how to really look at your hair and analyze your hair, like meaning the health of your hair, what your scalp condition is. Now, I know I went to hair school. I can't really expect that because everybody that's a loctician doesn't have to have like a cosmetology license. But it would be great. Like, say, if you went and you had your consultations and you found someone who actually went to hair school too and stuff like that, or a natural hair person or whatever, I would probably choose that type of person because immediately they're going to analyze your hair. They're going to look at your scalp, they're going to see the condition, and they're going to give, if they're good, they're going to give you recommendations like, hey, I'm looking through your hair. Your hair either looks really healthy and good. The texture of your hair is going to be really great for locks. You're going to actually be able to lock very quickly. Like, because based on the textures, some hair is going to lock quicker than others. Like the more excessively curly, because that's the professional name for it. If you have really thick, coily, like pigtail curls, that's is our hair is considered excessively curly. So if you should be able to tell a person that, each person, based on the texture of their hair, based on thinness or fullness in their hair, like, hey, I'll be able to go ahead and do this is going to be great. Or like, hey, look, I noticed that you have some thinning hair and this hair is going on. I think I suggest, while I'm not saying you shouldn't get this Sisterlock hairstyle, I think you need to go see a dermatologist first. I think you might have a few, like maybe it looks like maybe a little bit of alopecia or some thinning going on. I can't diagnose you, but I can tell you got something going on that this style might, we just determine whether this is right for you or not. So you want to make sure before you even get this done, you find that out. And then, but going back to the sizes, I would have definitely did that different. I would not have put all small, although I love it. I like how it looks, but I'm a DIYer now. And so I've had to, it would have been a whole lot easier for me to deal with locks that was bigger, or medium size or bigger, not out of the range of Sisterlocks, but big enough for me to properly and to retighten my own hair, and to have to take less time to do it. And then also, the thinner the locks are, the easier they're going to be able to have wear and tear with them over time. And eventually you will have to combine some of those locks, which I have throughout my hair. But because my locks were so small, it still looks so very tiny. So that just imagine how small my locks are, that they still look like this, and I have combined a lot of my locks. Okay, so over time, and if anybody have had this experiences of, and I have been hearing a lot of people saying that they are combining their locks, and I know why. After a certain amount of years, this is going to happen. And then also too, when I was looking up the information with Sisterlocks, they were talking about that. Oh, we're talking about some things in regards to over time with the wearing of this style. Like, we're trying to figure out what to do about some thinning. That I guarantee you, this makes sense. Okay, so just think about that. If you're new and you're going to get Sisterlocks, really consider sizes that are a little bit larger. That's my recommendation. You can do whatever you want to do, but I'm just saying, over time, what I would do different right now is I would have gotten larger size, and I would even get into to say that I would have just got all large ones. To be honest with you, I would have probably got all large ones. Sisterlocks large. That's still not big, but I would have got all large. That's for sure what I would have done differently. Okay, so that is number three. I would have definitely did that different. Um, uh, I would have watched lock wearers at different phases before I got the locks. Meaning, I would have went on YouTube. I would watch people that first got their sister locks. I would have watched. I would have watched other people that was like a year in, 3 years in, 5 years in, 10 years in. I would have been looking at that. I can tell you guys, this is what I would do differently right now, but I'm just telling you too, if you're a type of person that you're thinking about this, this is what you should do. This is what I would recommend you do this. I feel like that will help you because you're going to see different phases. Because when it gets first done, it looks very nice. It looks this and that. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to continue like this because all of it is going to depend on the consultant, how you take care of yourself. I mean, your lock, the retightening schedule, all of that is going to play a role. How often you wash it, how you care for it. All of that's going to make a difference. But that way, you can at least look at all these different stages in this lock journey, and then you can see. And I would do it for a few people, not just like one or two, like about like go through and see if you can see like various people in the stages, because that's going to give you an idea. And if possible, people that may have textures that seem similar to yours. Okay. And then that's going to give you an idea of what your hair could possibly look like and what you may end up going through with your locks. Okay. So I would definitely suggest that you did that. I Number 6, I guess, guys. I don't know if I done lost my train of thought, but these are my top reasons. Let me just say my top reasons, okay? I would be less crazy about messing up my grid. I kind of feel like with Sisterlock, I would say a lot of people are so crazy about like the grid being messed up and the time that it takes to get it done. Now, what I will say is this: over time, I'm not saying like don't matter how your parting and stuff looks, like that it doesn't matter, but over time it's going to change. Like there's no way that is not, because if you go through issues where you have to combine locks and different things like that, that's already altering your grid. Okay, so I wouldn't be so crazy over it like how I was, because it was like, because it's like this thing, because Sister Locks is known for its grid. That's true, but that's what associates Sister Locks. The grid is about the brand of Sister Locks. So, but it's meant to be like, oh, okay, I see that they have this grid in their hair. Oh, this is Sister Locks. But it's not meant to be like for you to go crazy over it, because some people be like, oh my God, my grid, my this and that. I would say focus more on if they're at least still keeping it neat, because even if you have to combine your locks and stuff, you need to just make sure they're neat, like that the person is doing a neat job. Because no matter what, I'm always making sure that my clients' hair look neat before they go out. I was always a neat freak anyway, so I'm always making sure they're cleaning the parts right and everything. And then when I'm done, I can kind of go through and see everything nice and clear. They can put their hands through it very nice and clear. They're separating properly, because sometimes people will wash their hair and they'll come and they forget to separate. I was guilty of that too. So you just want to make sure they're doing all that properly. I've seen some good jobs and I've seen some not so good jobs. So you want to just make sure you're doing that, and it's less stress on you too, guys. We got enough to worry about in this world than to be going crazy over grades. It's gonna be all right. But long as they're doing a neat job and it looks good and all that kind of stuff, then don't get so frustrated about that, because a lot of people do that. And in regards to time, because sometimes, and I understand too, because it's already bad enough sometimes we got to sit there 3 hours, 4 hours. It depends. Some people, when they're not too used to doing it, even 5, 6, 7 hours people are doing. But if you have some issues in your hair, like say I come across a lot of people with thinning areas and stuff like that, you want to slow that process down when you're getting to those areas, because if a person wants to keep this hairstyle for a long period of time, all you're doing is making it worse. You're going to make their thinning worse. So whereas you might be able to go faster on certain areas of their hair, you need to still slow it down when it comes to areas where they are having very thin spaces or problem areas. Okay. So get over, you're going to have to, some people I would say need to get past that too, because you'll have a lot of people that be caught up on like how much time. We don't want to be in there all day, but we also want to make sure that we know we got issues going on with our hair. We want people to make sure that they are properly caring for your hair. That is called caring for someone's hair, and making sure you're able to have this hairstyle for a long time. Okay, so that's another thing. Another thing I would do different is I would have asked more questions and asked for I would have asked more questions and stuff like that, because I kind of feel like I just didn't really ask like a lot of questions when I was getting it done. And maybe some things that you might be uncomfortable with, like have you done someone's hair and they weren't satisfied with your work, and then or would what did you do in that instance if they wasn't happy with your work and stuff like that. And making sure we're asking for those photos again. Some people are nervous about asking questions to them, or telling them what they want. Like they're scared, or if they don't like a certain thing about what they did, they're nervous to tell them about it and all that kind of stuff. And I would say this: if you're with a consultant that you can't tell them something that you are not okay with, or that something that you don't like, you're not with the right person. You are not with the right person. So if someone's hurting your head and all this other kind of stuff, and you're taking pills. I remember a client that transferred over to me before I got started. She pulled out her Tylenol. And I was like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "Oh no, I'm just getting ready to take my Tylenol because I know I'm gonna have a headache when you're done." I said, "Oh no, you're not." I was like, "What?" I was like, "You don't have to take no Tylenol." I said, "You're not gonna have a headache." I was like, "It's not supposed to hurt like that. It's not even supposed to hurt to a point where you'll have an actual headache." So you need to speak up on stuff like that, kind of more standing your ground when it comes to things like that. You have a right to make sure that you are okay and that somebody's not pulling your brains out while you are getting a service. This is supposed to be self care, okay, not hurt care. All right. Another thing that I would do differently is I wouldn't hesitate to leave and switch a consultant when, and this actually goes right along with this. I would not have stayed for the time duration that I did when I knew I was uncomfortable with a consultant. Over these 11 years, I have switched maybe like purposefully maybe three different consultants, and then other ones I feel like I may have had like over the 11 years maybe six different consultants in my hair. But I feel like some of them was just from moves too. It's like when I relocated and stuff like that. But other ones was because I was just either not happy with their work, or they really like was hurting my hair a lot, or they just didn't care enough about how they was doing my hair, because I had started dealing with the thinning and I needed them to kind of like slow down and whatever like that. But for whatever reason, they just kept going back to it, kept going back to it, kept going to it. So that just tells me, you're not listening to my concerns or really care about my hair. So I stayed. But before, I mean, I feel like after each one that I left, I stayed a less amount of time. But the first one took me a while before I left, because I already picked up that this person kind of would get upset, and I let that affect me. But we're not doing that, okay? So if it hurts, if it seems like they don't care, or they're not listening to your concerns, then like Chris Breezy, like how he said, deuces, be out. Okay. Now, in terms of even with this hairstyle, even when you lock and stuff like that, I would band longer. That's one thing I found out that I was surprised about. It's like, just from my experience of having this longer, and just the way that my hair has been reacting, my ends. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that they like was unraveling in a way that was like alarming, but I have found that with the like, as your hair starts to grow and your retightenings, your hair is going to have to go through that like hole like for longer periods of time. So as you're getting it, it's going to cause friction, right? So you'll have friction going through, like, so just imagine over years your hair is being pulled through this hole and it's still going against each other. So that's causing friction. If you're putting your hair back in a ponytail, it depends on the type of styles you're using. You're creating weak points. If you're adding too much water, that's another thing too. In the morning, I was refreshing my hair a lot, but you want to, okay. So what was ended up happening was, as a result, over time, my locks have started to snap. a lot of my locks have started to snap in different various places. But that, so I have gotten back to bundling my hair. Like, so when I wash my hair now, I don't just wash my hair loose no more. I at least still put it in, whether it's four big braids or whatever it is, I am back to bundling my hair. Like, you know what I mean? I'm still back to doing that. But I kind of feel like now, if now that I see it and everything that I've been going through, I would actually still say to people to keep doing it throughout your journey, but you don't have to do it in smaller sections. Like, so say if your hair have grown out, you can just do like a section like this and do it, and then just kind of focus on your scalp and things like that, and do your washings like that. I think it will prevent your hair from like kind of getting weak in certain points and snapping off, because I was really shocked when I did that. Initially, for about the first 3 4 years 5 years, I was good, but as I kept just having it out and just being like, okay, going through washing, doing all this, and hair and hands, guys, stop messing with it too. Stop doing all that, because it'll be like, it's kind of therapeutic and feel good kind of when you just go through it, but you still create, because these locks are thin, you will still create thin spots. You'll just be like, oh my God, I got like a real thin area right here. And then the next thing you know, you do like a retightening, and boom, it'll just snap right there. In the showers, me washing my hair, I found little ones just snapped off, and they're off. So now what I would do over, if I was doing this again, I would bundle throughout my duration, even all the way up to now. I would still bundle my hair, and that's something that I can recommend that you do if you're having any problem with any weak spots, or anything like that, or over styling or whatever. When it comes to your wash days, you still have to be gentle with your hair, even if you're all the way locked through. I have learned that lesson. You still have to be gentle with your hair, guys. So remember that. Okay. I would use less water. I would definitely use less water. Some people have gotten waterlogged with their locks, and I have come across a lot of people too that they end up with their ends swollen. Okay. And that will happen with the waterlogging. You can get the fat ends. A lot of people, that can develop when you have too much moisture and whatever in your locks. But also, it can happen if your locks are a little bigger, larger. So I've noticed that when I have seen that, it has been on larger lock wearers. Like some people whose locks are actually larger, even though they're within sister locks, but for some reason, some of them have larger locks. And I found that, and it also hurts too. It can start to hurt you when you're trying to retighten, when your ends are fat like that. Okay. So, and then in the beginning, it can cause your hair to slip. You'll end up having a lot of slippage and stuff like that. So it's nice. It's okay to refresh your hair in the morning, because I still do a refresher. I still just spray in, but try to focus more on your scalp. Like, just get in them parts, do your scalp, and then do your massages like that. And that's a good way to do it. You can mist your locks along the way, do like a little bit of misting or whatever, but do not drench your locks under no circumstances, guys. That is not actually a good thing. It's not. Okay. And so now we are down to two bonus things that I would do different. I would definitely do different, and I used to be frustrated, believe it or not, and especially in the beginning. I actually had my moments where I had bad hair days, guys. And I guess a lot of people wouldn't think that. Like, and don't get me wrong, in the beginning, even when my hair was short, and how people stopped to associate, oh, I'm in the ugly phase, I never even took that in. I never looked at my hair as an ugly phase, like, because I liked all stages of it, even when it was short to my ears. Like, I liked all stages of it. But however, there was a moment when I wanted my hair. Hi Lisa, 0726. She said, I'll be 5 years in October, and I have the weak spot from pulling them back into a ponytail. I have micro locks. I will be cutting them into a bob style in December. Yes, yes, yes. Lisa, this is what I'm talking about. These are the things I'm saying on this journey. And it could be because people work out. It could be, it could be that's just like one of your favorite styles. I know a lot of time now when it's hot, like when my hair is hot, it's getting into the summertime in the South. I don't want this hair down on my back. So I'll go back in my ponytail. Look, I just took this out today, but this is what I use, guys. I showed it on my last one. This right here, I use this. It has no silver spots on it. It's silk. I paid a little bit extra for this, and you know what? I do not put it hard. I do two little rounds on it, and I have my ponytail loose. That will create. And if you wore it down by the back of your hair, since you're saying you're doing a bob, by the way, honey, there's nothing wrong with a cute bob moment, honey. Bobs don't never go out of style. A bob is like Reebok classics, honey. They never go out of style. So I'm dating myself, but you can't go wrong with a bob. But I'm certain that that probably wasn't even your intention, but that happens. These are the things I'm trying to tell people. If you do like a certain thing, because once again, these are thin locks, then it's going to create a weak point because you're going to put it at the same place. You have to do different stuff. Like, okay, I had it up there. Now I'm going to put the ponytail here or whatever. You might not want to wear it like that or whatever, but just like Lisa, it will create a weak spot in your hair. So you have to be very, very careful with that. Even putting the bobby pins or open pins, or when you're doing the styles, all the different kind of styles. I've had people ask me, "Oh, do you do styles? You could do a lot of styles." Yeah, I could, but I don't, because all of that matters. All of that matters. And by the way, when I do get to a point where, because I was saying I wanted to get to a point where if I decided to cut mine down along the way, I'm in my 50s, but I figure like maybe in my 60s, early 60s or something. It depends on how I feel. I was thinking that the same thing. I said as I approach that thought process, I was going to do a bob, because that'll be the next one. I would just cut mine into a bob. I was thinking the same thing. And like I said, when I was growing my hair out, that was actually my favorite phase, is when I got the bob. When my hair was like right here, I used to love my hair when it was like right here. Okay, same on 57. Yeah, I'm 56. I'll be 57 in November. This November, I'll be 57. So I was like, that ain't too far from 60. I was just talking to somebody about that. We were talking about, like, if we cut our hair. I was like, well, I know for me, if I get tired of it and I get tired of all that, because I'm doing my own hair. So if I get tired of all that long retightens, all that kind of stuff, I'm just gonna just go to a bob. That's exactly. And then, of course, I will come on here and do the Bob reveal. Have y'all come to see that. But yep, that's exactly, girl. We want to make life easier. What's the phrase? We want to work smarter, not harder, honey. We would. So until that time comes, but good luck on that. And also, if you do, and I've been asking people too, like in my post area, to drop some pictures of y'all hair, y'all locks. Everybody see mine. I want to see y'all locks. I want to see y'all locks. So if you go to Phase Lock Life in the community section, there's an area where y'all can put a picture in and drop them. I would love to see y'all locks. I would love to see them. And then also to drop like, what have you guys gone through, or what would you change? Like, would you change something, or wouldn't you change something, or were you just okay? But obviously there was some things going on, which you said the ponytail, and it caused the thin points. So obviously you would probably do something different, right? So guys, whatever you would do different, drop it, because that could help other people too. I hope that these things that I'm telling y'all helps someone on this journey, but also too, you guys could have something else you could add. Okay, but like I said, going back to the bad hair days, I wish I would have done it different in the stressing that I was doing over it. Like sometimes with the bad hair days, it used to be, It was crazy. Let me tell you, this is ridiculous, guys. But I'm gonna tell a quick quick story time about a bad hair day I had. This is when I first got it done. I think this was like the first month that I had got my hair done, and I had wet it that morning. So it started off where my ends like had curls, like where you can just wet it and it had curls at the end, but it was like still like a short bob style. It might have stretched maybe because it was like my hair shrinkage, because when we get shrinkage going on, it would be like up to my ear, like so going around like up to my ear when it shrank up. But when I would put the water and stretch it down or whatever, it would be like at least like to my neck or something like that. So I was like, went to work all happy, was like, yeah, okay, cool, da da da. Da. I still kind of had wished it was a little bit longer, but I was like, okay, but at least stretched out, it looked good. I went to the bathroom. I had went on a bathroom break or whatever, and when I had looked in the mirror, it had shrank up so much. It just looked like this little. I just was not feeling it that day. I didn't have no accessories on me. Like how we had those cute little bobby pin things you could click in, like the bling ones that might say Queen or or something like that, right? Or like a hat I could have put on, like a cute work hat, because I started investing in some like cute like hats, like work hats that I could actually work friendly hats, nicer earrings, maybe a more made up face day or whatever to kind of counter the short hair. Girl, I ended up calling my boyfriend at the time and made him come to my job. Thank God it wasn't too far away. Had him go inside my accessories and all of that kind of stuff and I made him find me like a bling kind of a bobby pin thing, and came up and was almost in tears sitting there. He was trying to convince me to just wait till you come home from work. Like, what? I was like, no, bring it up here. I need it now. Like, my hair was a mess. Oh, girl, it was totally a trip. And he came up there and was just shaking his head with my little thing. And I put it up there and was like, girl, it probably didn't make no much of a difference than damn man on the moon. But I sure enough put it there and it made me feel, listen, that was when I look back on it, I'm like, girl, you did not do that. But yes, I did. So, child, just know there's going to be some hair days, even with Sisterlocks. There was some moments where before it grew to a length that I was like, just kind of like, oh, no matter what, if I go out, I still got my hang time. It looks, I like this or whatever. And because some moments the shrinkage was just too much for me at times. It really was a lot. So that was just like, honestly speaking, there were moments where the shrinkage I just was like, oh no. And so after that event, okay, I went out and made sure I had all my accessories, had my hats, and I even brought some things to work with me just in case of bad hair days, child. I had brought some cute scarves to work, some things. So I literally put it there so that just in case of a bad hair day, but don't go so crazy over them, guys, because you can actually do alternatives. I've had some people that ask me now, these are some things I would say I agree with and then I don't. Because I have had some people that have said, well, you know what about like if I'm going somewhere and I really don't like the length of my hair and I want to throw a wig on or something like that? Now, what I would say about that is if your locks are short enough where you could put like, your wig cap on and then you just putting it on for the event and then you go home and just take that off and whatever, I would say, okay. At first I was like, no, don't wear wig. But I understand the psychology of that. Like when you're trying this whole new thing. This was a whole new thing for everybody, for us, going through our natural thing, accepting our beauty, our natural beauty, all that. So if you do have a special event that you just want to wear something to make you feel comfortable, as long as you're not doing nothing to damage your locks, like, if it's just a one day for a couple hours, I would say, okay, go ahead, wear your wig, put your thing on. But when you come home, take that off and tend back to your locks. But then there were some people like, well, I want to just add some extensions on there real quick, just so now that part I don't agree with. I don't agree with adding the extensions on because I think that to me, I feel like that interferes with your locks because once we develop your locks, if you add extensions on there, there's a process that they do that probably will. I've never put them on, so I can't really fully speak to it. But to me, I kind of feel like I wouldn't mess with them. I wouldn't mess with them. Um, because I just don't know what that would do to me. I feel like that would just kind of mess with the integrity of the locks. However, some people can actually still have relaxed hair, and as long as you have 4 inches of natural hair, you can go ahead and get the start your sister locks off and still have the length of your relaxed hair. But the difference is that you're going to be dealing with two different textures, those locks and then that. But some people keep it because it allows them to keep the length of their hair until their locks grow to an acceptable length that they like. Then you cut off the relaxed hair. Now that I'm like, okay, fine. If you're willing to deal with the different textures, and then you also got to think of the products you would need to deal with your relaxed hair, and then also while you can't put certain things on the top of your hair. So but that's up to each individual. I would just go through the process as opposed to kind of do different things unless it was just the hats, trying to put something like whatever, a little trinket on your head, or a scarf, silk scarf, to kind of, some people wear them cute little scarves, designer scarves or whatever, and things like that. I think that's something that you can do once you have your bad hair days. More jewelry, you can make your face up a little more, and that tends to help. Okay. And my last bonus, look at y'all little niece in the background. Hey Maddie Rose. Hey Maddie. Hey Maddie Daddy. What you doing, boo boo? You want to say hi, Maddie? She's so funny. She's a good baby. I would say don't sleep on trainees. Okay, this is something I would say, because some people, if you want to, I probably would have, like, even through like a consultation in with a trainee to see, because you will never know. When I went to hair school and I was in class and stuff like that, I was in there with a whole different group of type of women. When we were all leaving out of there, we were all going to be trainees. Some people more knowledgeable than others, like if you had your hair degree, like how I did, or some other things. Now, we may have been more knowledgeable in certain areas, which can help you in that kind of way, even though I would be a trainee just getting out until you get all your requirements. And then once you get all your requirements, then you become the consultant and this and that. But that doesn't mean that you're not good if you're a trainee or an approved trainee. Because I knew, like, as we were all going out of that class, based on the certain girls that was in there and the things that we had to do, because you have to practice in the class and all this other kind of stuff. I knew certain girls that were going to be good, like, oh, okay, this girl right here, she's serious, this and that. Because sometimes some of those trainees, for one, they can't charge you the price that a consultant is going to charge you. So it's going to depend on how your money is. If your money's funny, you might consider a trainee, because some of them, if they're hungry and if this is really what they're trying to go into, and especially if they have a background in hair or went to hair school and stuff like that, I would not overlook them, because sometimes some of them trainees ended up being better than some of the consultants, like actually had better techniques and all that over some consultants. The only difference is that consultant may have just got her process done quicker than this trainee, but it don't mean that she was better than her. She might know, like, in the, because all you have to do is just do your processes. She might end up knowing, but sometimes it can be like that, or they might be just as good until they can get to that stage. It doesn't mean that they're not good. You know what I mean? But they are not allowed to charge you like how a consultant can charge you, because they haven't gotten that certificate or that degree to do so. So that's the only difference with that. So don't sleep on your trainees, guys, too. Like, check them out. And then you can always just be like, yeah, okay, I'll give this person a chance. So, like, nah, no, I'm a pass. But don't sleep on them, because I was one of the good ones, okay? So that's another bonus one, and I think sometimes people might miss that, but don't do that. But yeah, guys, so those are all of the top things that I would have done differently over my this September 11 year journey with my sister locks. There has definitely been some ups and some downs, some mistakes, some things I did well, like keeping my bonnet on too, and knowing when things was going on with my hair to go to the dermatologist when I started seeing thinning, and when it was recommended to me to do that, I did that. When I wanted to get into coloring my hair, I knew that I wanted my hair to be natural and to stay with natural stuff. So as opposed to just going out and being like, okay, I'm just gonna go the easiest, quickest way, like to do more of the chemical coloring. I looked into natural coloring and I found out like, okay, let me try this henna stuff. I didn't know much about henna when I first started getting into it, but I went, called the place, and I had conversations with those experts on henna, and told them what was going on with my hair. In the past I colored it, and so they gave me directions on how to do it properly. So I was able to start on my henna journey and have been on that for over 10 years now, and happy, and never had to go back to chemical colors. But you got to know what you want. Like, so I knew at this point in my life, I'm trying to do everything more naturally. So that included anything I was doing with my hair. So as you're going along with your journey, guys, make sure whatever is happening on your journey, if you don't know how to do it, look up a video on YouTube that's like, okay, let me plug this in to see if somebody else is dealing with this and what they did. Or, okay, somebody tell you, or you noticing thinning, make your appointment with the dermatologist, because they're going to tell you you might need some medicine, you might need some topicals. They gave me topicals. So you're going to have to pay attention to all of that kind of stuff. If you have hair things snapping off, there's a reason for your locks to start snapping off. Like, what am I doing? Like, okay, what's happening? Am I putting too much water? Uh, am I manipulating my hair too much? Like, what's going on? Like, okay, I gotta start banding again. I'm gonna have to start banding. Am I wearing my silver bonnet? I mean, my satin bonnet with my silk, or my pillowcases? Am I sleeping on cotton pillowcases? I can't do that because that's drying out. What shampoos am I using now? Do I need a conditioner at this point? You're going to have to think about all of those things through this journey, because your locks are going to go through various things and stages. So, as they go through, if you don't know it, get advice from the professionals that are out here, that'll be able to help you through this journey so that you're able to keep it. But also know when to let it go, because you got a lot of people that I have seen that too. And you gotta also know that. And I understand it's a hard thing, because we spent a lot of money on this style, all that kind of stuff, all this that. And some people don't want to let it go. But when your hair is in a certain condition, I've known some girls who have taken it out. I know a girl who took hers out 3 times, took it out, put it back in, took it out. It was because of she ended up getting waterlogging and her ends were too fat. She did not like that, so she combed them all the way out or cut them out, got it reinstalled. I don't know what happened the second time. Did it last time. Another girl had horrible eczema, which affected her scalp, because you get, apparently, I didn't realize you get eczema could affect your scalp. I didn't know that, but apparently this person got really sick. She was dealing with some sicknesses, and it got in her hair real bad and just started kind of taking it out by the patches. And we all know how drying eczema is. So I'm sure it just kind of was just like she was probably like just snapping her hair off and stuff like that. And thank God she got better down the line and she was able to reinstall them again. But these are different reasons. So say if you're sick or something's going on with you where your hair is being affected, obviously you should consider just not dealing. If you have extreme alopecia in your hair and you have lost a lot of your hair and you only have a few locks left, you might want to consider that. like Lisa, you may she got those where enough of her locks thinned out or whatever got messed up because of the ponytails or whatever have you. Now she's cutting it into a bob. Like, get don't keep holding on to things longer than you need to. I'm in that situation as well, and I am following my own. This is for me too. I'm following my own advice. If it gets to that point and I feel like I like, okay, Faye, now no, you gotta do something different now. Am I enjoying my hair? Do I like that it grew to this point or whatever? Of course. But if it gets to a damaged stage where it's a little bit too damaged, I am gonna do something different. Don't you're gonna have to learn how to let go, guys, too. It'll come to certain if you need to, if it needs be. But everybody is their own individual. Everybody comes to things on their own. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? If you see it, then everybody sees it, okay? So that's that. So there you have it, ladies. We have been on over an hour. I hope YouTube, let me give y'all a shout out, and hopefully y'all don't take my comments away like on the last one. They politely did not leave my comments there. YouTube gets to be so funny sometimes. But anyways, let's see if they keep them this time. But anyway, guys, if you have anything to add to the conversation, please do so. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share this with people. I mean, people that you may know that are thinking about Sisterlocks, because I still hear it every day about different people thinking about getting them, and all of that. Okay, so yeah, thank you for all you guys showing up. So all of my lock styles who've been hanging in with me, thank you for hanging with me with all of it. I'm so happy that I was able to come on here tonight because I was fighting myself. I was like, no, you're gonna die, you're not doing it. So I was so glad that I was able to come here with you guys. Thanks for any new subscribers that have subscribed to the channel. Welcome to the Lockstyle family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me get y'all. Wait a minute. Let me get y'all some hearts. Thank you for that. Okay, guys. I am going to go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. It's 9:47. I know a lot of people gotta get up for work tomorrow, and I have tomorrow off, guys. So I'm going to enjoy my day, but I don't want to be selfish and have y'all holding on and stuff like that when people gotta get up. But thank you all for showing up. I will be back next week, and we will be talking about another topic. I haven't gotten exactly what we're going to be discussing yet, but I may on Tuesday. No, the bakery opens Tuesday, guys. I'm going to get me my little cupcake, my celebratory cupcake again. For getting that school loan forgiven, honey. I haven't forgot about that. I'm still taking that in. So I am definitely going to get me a little something, I don't know, to celebrate, child. I stopped drinking since last year, guys. I wish I had a little glass of champagne, but I'm drinking H2O these days. Maybe I'll get a little single cupcake and blow that out. But again, okay, as always, sharing is caring, guys. I love you guys. I love you. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Until next time, I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys. Catch you in the next one.